Hello everyone, are you brave for another adventure? It's me, Wokey, and I'm back with another Fake Grand Order. And I'm a little bit tired, mainly because I've had a crazy couple of days here. What with the Switch 2 release, Final Fantasy pre-release, slowly getting ready for Medusa, and in the back of my head also kind of building up some of the videos that I need to do for Anniversary coming up pretty soon. I figured today's video, I'm just going to do something very relaxing, which is literally just doing the one rank up quest that I need to do, which is Skahawks, and that's going to be today's video. I hope you like it. If you do, feel free to leave a like. It doesn't really matter for these type of videos. It really matters more for the videos where I actually talk about FGO and stuff. For these more casual videos, it would be nice, but it's really just going to be mostly me talking as I kind of do some FGO stuff, so let's just get to it, shall we? So, who should I use here? I'm gonna stick with the current Cuckoo build. This is what I currently got going on here. I need to build up bond points for Cuckoo, because as you can see, she's almost at bond 10, and once I get her to bond 10, I can start getting her ready for bond 11. Fun times. So we'll go in with this team right here. And I have riders in the back, so I can grind up bond with my riders as well. This is for Quetz herself. Oh, so yeah, if you have been watching my videos pretty recently, are you gonna keep talking, bitch? Okay. I was like, I forgot how wordy she can be sometimes. I talked about it near the very end of the Saber Medusa video, where I was like, I wasn't a joke, I was legitimately waiting for Target to give me my Switch 2, and now I have it. And I was playing some Mario Kart before this. I should have tried to see if I could maybe just play that instead, or maybe I can save that for tomorrow or something as a practice thing, because my brother does have a capture card of some kind, and I've been meaning to use it on either a Switch or a PS5 or something like that. I just forgot. I also think I can just do it straight from the Elgato. I did it a long time ago, but there was lag to it, so maybe it's going to be better this way. And that would be fun, because that's what I'm currently playing. I have to get back into the Ordeal Call grind, which I'm going to start doing after I start doing some of the event stuff for it. Unfortunately, when you don't do a lot of... what's the word I'm looking for? I'm probably going to need to start doing really long videos if I'm going to make it through the story. Because if you don't know, the pace in which I go through the story, which is... I knew the difficulty when I was going to start doing videos of me doing the actual main story thing. I go through bursts, where sometimes I just don't do the story for a long time, and then I go back and do it. So that's what I'm currently doing with Ordeal Call. It's very rare for me to finish a story in one go. I think the last time, even the ones I'm really looking forward to, like Nahu Mikolan, I waited a very long time to actually get that one done. I think the only ones where I kind of went through the story at a quick, like, pace, I think was Babylon, because Babylon at the time was like super hyped up. If you remember the Babylon times of... so I guess it's a little bit weird because I guess it's past the time it's gone, but obviously there's a 2-year difference between FGO and now. And when we started the story and reading through FGO stuff, a lot of people were saying, oh, Babylon... I guess it was a consensus on JP at the time that Babylon was the best chapter of the Singularities. Solomon was obviously very good through the Temple of Time, but that is the end of a story. That's the end of everything you've been working to, so of course you're going to have a very particular feeling about the way the end of a journey feels like. But in terms of the kind of go through the Singularities, that one definitely encompassed everything of what FGO was setting to set out. And so there was a lot of hype behind that one, so I read it pretty close to the release of it, just to see what was going on, to see if it actually did live up to the hype, and to me, it did at the time. It's still one of my favorite stories. Obviously, it produced one of my favorite characters in Quetz, so I obviously like it. But I wonder how, with that, like, frame of mind gone now, I wonder how people approach it from new players who don't have that. Actually, I'm curious to see how many new players get caught by, like... I guess the power creep is gone to the point where it's like Gawain, the fight in Camelot, was a super hard fight for a lot of people, where it was a real big pain to kind of go through. But I'm wondering if that's the case anymore, or they could just literally power through it. Because when we started on the global version with the one we have, I definitely remember a lot of people saying I need to get an archer built up now, so that when Gawain did release and the fight did come out, it was not as hard as it was for the people in JP. And it makes me wonder if it simply was because it was hard because a lot of the people who said it was hard didn't know Japanese, so they were unaware of the mechanics of the fight. So they were just like going in blind, going, damn, this tough, this hard. Well, it's like, yeah, when you don't read what his effects does, you're gonna have a hard time. Because this is Gozen, Suzuka Gozen, I am going to completely shit on her with the maximum amount of attack I can be allowed. Oh, yeah. This is like dropping a meteor on someone. I feel so sorry for anyone who does not like this NP, because I think I've used this NP non-stop in every single one of these. I don't know, I'm just gonna do something. But you know what? I have an MP5 servant. I didn't get a unit MP5 to not use them. I got them that way to use them. I didn't get them to not use them. And so or something silly like that. Go in here again. And beat them up a little bit more. Get that strengthening up. It's easier for me to do strengthening just because it's like, who cares if I do these fights? They're just very simple strengthenings. You just go in there, there's no story. That's probably why there's more strengthenings than there are interludes, because they have to actually write a story around the interludes and be like, okay, well, whatever we say here has long-reaching implications for the character going forward, so it's probably better that we don't fuck it up and do our best. At least that's how they approach it now. That was not how they approached it back in the day, because there's some bad early interludes. The Boudica one is always touted as the infamous example of one of the worst ever made. Because, yeah, Boudica, she got a terrible interlude. It was like a, I can't believe you're doing this kind of interlude. It's like a, the audacity to think that this is okay. It's like, listen, man. I can understand why a lot of Boudica fans can kind of feel like we kind of get the short end of the stick a lot of the time. She's like, oh yeah, any day now they're gonna release that Avenger version. Summer Avenger, just like the version she had from Summer 2. It's not happening, unfortunately. What's happening here in the background? I don't know. My Discord acting all funky. It's fine. I'm gonna mess with that later. First, I'll let this go off. Alright, I'm gonna keep on going for a bit longer just because, well, thank you for that. I'll take that. Oh, really? I got the 10. I got 10 from that? Ooh. I have to get some of these daily, weekly master missions as done as well. Because I'm really slacking on it. But to be fair, a lot of the times I don't pay attention to the master missions until the very last potential for me to do it. Which would be now. So let me see. What do I have to do? Alright. Perform some friend pulls. Let's go. Impromptu summon video. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright. Jump in. First. Terrible. Burned. Okay, we got 2 servants from it. They don't show those anymore, though. Because I've gotten so many of them at this point. I also burn all the CEs if you're going to start talking to me like, hey, why are you burning all this precious CE bomb EXP you could be making? I don't believe in CE bombs or the idea of leveling up craft essences. At least not the way that it's currently done, which is through CE bombs. I'm not saying that I think it's a inefficient way of doing it, because it is, as far as I'm aware of, the best way of doing it. I don't do it because it's fucking boring. And I have limits on what I'll do. And that's one of the limits, is that I, for whatever reason, feel like that's way too boring for me to do anything related to. Okay. I can just knock these out in daily quest, probably. Let's see. Yep, this will save me the most stamina, so I'm just gonna go in there with a bunch of berserkers and see if I can just fuck them up for a bit. That works too. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Like, a gentle look at them is enough to completely destroy them, I feel. So yeah, I feel like CE bombs are definitely one of the things where I just, like, I've taken a very hard-headed anti-stance against them. I just don't like them very much. And it hasn't really hurt me all that much. Even the one level 100 that I do have, it did not get that way through CE bombs. I did it through ×2 EXP and, what's the word I'm looking for? ×2 EXP and, the specific craft essences EXP cards that they just give you for 4-star and 5-star. Which I don't understand why they don't just make more of those, but I guess they don't want the thing to be... I guess it's fine the way it is, actually. I remember having a conversation with somebody where they felt that it should be improved upon because of how bad it is. And I said, I don't want it to be improved upon because if they ever improve it, that means you have to now pay attention. Where I feel like a lot of the times the people who are actually trying to get the max power off of a CE, when it comes to leveling and stuff like that, it's kind of redundant. It's only for, like, you want to see the number go big for me. So for me personally, I don't believe in it, and I don't do it, and I don't see the purpose of it. But that's okay if you want to do it. I'm not going to stop you or fight you on it. I just choose to not engage with that. But if they ever made it so CEs are easy to level up, that would cause a shift in the balance. That would mean now that fights would be tuned specifically with the idea that you have max rarity, not max rarity, max level that is possible CEs, and I don't like the idea of that, so I would prefer them not to do anything with it. But I don't know, maybe they're getting close to the day that they're actually going to have to do it, since they're running out of things to give bonuses for during Anniversary. Which I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do for that, but... I don't know. I don't have to worry about that for 2 years. If they do start doing that, I'm like, oh my god, please don't. Never release... I mean, they already have released missions related to it, but don't make it so important that you have to, like, go out of your way to do it. I think that's my main beef with it, is, like, I don't want it to be in consideration for some of the hardest fights. Because I feel like it just adds another layer of bullshit that's not really needed. And trust me, FGO already has plenty of those. As they stand, they don't need help adding more. Go here. Go. Jump over here. Go here. So is this. Doko. Hit him with the God Beam. Hit him with the Tsunami Strike. Okay, let's see. Robin Hood, huh? This is annoying because it needs to be servants. You know what? I'll just give it to Tomomo because I never do this NP actually, now that I think about it. She can easily take this. You can clutch this, right? And if you don't, then I guess we'll be there on the follow-up, but I'm almost positive she can. She summons forth the Metal Gear, the pink Metal Gear, and shoots forward. No effect, that means they lived. The audacity of Robin Hood to think that he has permission to live through this. I'm more annoyed that there was only one archer. I needed at least two. I know two can spawn from there. What the hell? Go in here because she has a bonus. That's always a nice little thing to add in there. Watashi? Yeah, sure. I don't need to think about this so hard, but I am just activating stuff now. I'm like... I'm like that joke super bad where they ask them, what are you trying to make in wood shop? And it's like, it's the last day, I'm just cutting wood, fuck it. Like, that's the current way I'm feeling about these enemies, that are not worth the regular damage that I would be dealing to them. I'm just like, whatever, man. I can kill them, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that was a servant, so that means I'll get it at the end of this, unless I get very unlucky on the last one. Oh, who's here? Robin Hood once again. Expand 10 stars? Sure! She deserves it. No more stars to expend. Sad life. Alright, finish this off, Jolter. Big Beast Man. It's really cool that this is just a Yu Yu Hakusho reference. With the Hiei, the black flame dragon. Dragon of the Darkness Flame, something like that. Did that skeleton just pretend to have like its head looped? Bro, you don't got a skull. Let alone that most skeletons don't have brains. You don't even have a skull that can pretend to hold a brain. What's bro doing? Alright, let me pick up these last ones. In Japan, you can eat what? We never lose our sense of accomplishment. Thank you, Senpai. I'm almost positive I was down to 300, and then just through these kind of events, I was able to get back my multis. That's kind of crazy. Especially when I'm thinking about like old days of FGO where that was not possible. I have basically my stuff ready for 3 more multis for Saber Medusa now that I think about it. It probably helped that I got that bonus 10 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what I'm gonna do. I really do want to do an interlude catch-up where I just do all of them, but I feel like with a lot of these servants who have their powers tied to them, I should just do them regardless, and then interlude catch-up can just be on the whatever servants I want to do a catch-up on. Because I'm really ahead back here. This is like 30 St. Quartz worth of interludes, and then when you combine the ones that give 2, actually that's more, it's almost 2 multis, because some of these have an additional interlude after it's done, and maybe even if you discounted the ones that have a strengthening, I have something in there. I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is that Mario Kart World is pretty good. That's all I have to say for right now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Best of luck on your saving for Saber Medusa. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.